Jamming is not going to work soon. These drones are going to be like unkillable bombs in the air without some sort of kinetic effect on them.
We still work with Ukrainians that are using our kit, so we have continuous dialogue with them. And what they tell us is, we feel like with our competency in our weapons, like we can be successful against a ground force. But when they hear the buzzing of the drone, that's something that they feel like they have the least control over.
Mike Canty is the co-founder and CEO of Armaments Research Company, a defense tech firm developing AI-enabled weapon sensors that transform individual armaments into decision support systems. A former Army major and Microsoft senior manager, he now leads ARC's efforts to enhance warfighter situational awareness, predictive logistics, and tactical response, pushing cutting-edge AI and IoT capabilities to the front line.
Ultimately, what we're trying to do is provide value to the end user, to the warfighter. They're not just fighting as a squad or a platoon, they're fighting with everything else that the military has.
All roads lead to the drones.
Yeah, and that's the thing that spooks them most.
We're still alive.
Yeah.
We're still doing defense companies.
Yes. And there's more of us out there now.
So many more of
ago.
us.
Yeah.
So many more of us. What for the listeners, just give a little background on what your company is doing right now. I'd love to get the update.
Yeah. So Armaments Research Company, we go by ARC, was created around 2016. I spent 9 years in the Army, and mostly during OEF, OIF, and we built the company around a product that was really trying to solve problems that we were having during engagements in terms of sharing information and getting other battlefield assets engaged quickly.
Yeah. So what's the latest? So I know you have a product that, tell me if this is wrong, just fix it for me. But from what I remember, you're modifying guns and adding sensor suites to them, right? High level?
Yeah, high level, that's right. What we're trying to do is not modify them, but retrofit them.
Retrofit them.
And so we have a sensor that embeds into the open cavity in the pistol grip of an M4, M249 legacy weapons platforms, as well as now the new NGSW platforms, XM7, M250 as well. And so what we're doing is we're capturing all utilization information from them.
Yeah.
And we're labeling different events. And so an event might be weapon is being discharged. It might be that the weapon is being aimed, where it's being aimed, where the line of fire is. And when you have multiple weapons that are aiming in the same location, you're able to triangulate a general threat location.
Nice. So, and then the customer wants this for a couple of reasons, right? They want the data so they can do a back analysis on like engagements, right?
Correct.
And then you're adding like safety features, or if I remember right, were we doing some sort of safety features?
Safety features from a training perspective, in that you can go back and replay all of the actions during an exercise and see whether or not there was a potential fratricide incident, so you can make spot corrections during a after-action review.
Yes. Okay. So ARC, your company, one more time, Armaments Research Company.
Correct.
It's based in Virginia with me here, or where?
We have a location in Chevy Chase, Maryland, as well as Ashburn, Virginia. So there's an indoor firing range called the Silver Eagle Group. We have a lab that's built into it, and so that's where we do a lot of our testing.
Oh, dude, you haven't invited me to come shoot lately.
Anytime.
What's up,
open
bro?
invitation.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just invite. Yeah, no, that's what everyone tells me, and then I have to invite myself. Well, that's great. So I'm glad you're. And then you've been doing this for a number of years, right? The company's been around. It's established.
Yeah. So late 2016 is when we originally got into this, and our first contract
doing defense tech before it was cool.
Before it was cool, and raising funding during that time was pretty difficult because it was pre-Andro, pre-Shield AI.
Yeah.
And I always joke that we had 5 strikes against us. First-time founders, defense before defense was cool.
That's really hard.
Pre-revenue hardware.
Yeah.
Which wasn't exciting back then as well. And then we were accessory on the weapon. LPs aren't able to invest into porn, gambling, and weapons, firearms.
That's been changing recently, because I'm like fundraising again right now for my next round, and like all these LP agreements are being basically torn up. Yeah. People are just like, what's fine, we'll just invest in the weapons. So like, I mean, I guess credit to you for blazing the trail, and Palmer and all these guys. Like the investor community is kind of shifting here, I think. So
right.
That's pretty cool. Okay, great. And so, and then I know when we first talked, I knew nothing about how to do one of these companies, and you were like giving me advice, but you were talking about or do you still do a lot of like congressional appropriations, or is it all just direct sales, or is it a little mix of both? Like, what's the sales strategy?
We do have a legislative affairs team, and that's really to offset the budget cycle within the military. And so they don't have a lot of, for anything that doesn't have a requirement, any capability that doesn't have a requirement, it's difficult to be able to get funding. And so
even if they have a requirement, it's hard.
Even if they have one. And so, and this is where, Congress can come in and help supplement for a short period of time.
Nice. Oh, wait, switching gears real quick, Jack, it's breaking news from last night. Pull up the tweet. I want to show you. You're going to laugh your ass off at this.
Yeah.
This is actually hilarious. Basically, we're recruiting right now pretty heavily, and I have this like automated message I send. We use this product called Gem. This podcast is not sponsored by Gem, but so this product Gem like helps us crawl LinkedIn profiles and then like hit them with emails to recruit them. So you can like filter, like I want like top 5 schools. Yeah. Like electrical engineers with like these words in their profile.
Penn State comes up?
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, nice. Penn State, obviously, great American school. We're preseason number 2. I don't know if you saw. We're great. I'm ready for the football season. Okay.
Yeah.
We got to get our sports bets in. Who's going to win the national title? Okay. Check this out though. This says for the people not on YouTube, imagine having a $125 million successful exit and being set for life, and then deciding that building an AI-powered gun is your life's mission. And then she like screenshots the email, my automated email. It's fucking hilarious. So the comments are so good on this. Scroll down.
I was going to say, what kind of responses did you get?
Dude, yeah. Okay, at first, the first thing I did is I immediately texted my PR team, and I was like, who's this paid actress you hired for this awesome, like, great post? You've got Mike Solana here. That guy's like pretty famous, I think. Why would you post something that makes you look so bad? Set for life. That's just a starter package.
Yes.
To start building actually cool stuff. I mean, this all of it. Got the Few Good Men. Like,
yeah, AI still does need a human editor.
Listen, the Twitter mob is coming to rescue me from this. It's pretty great.
But you get a lot of engagement, so that's nice.
Oh, this guy's pretty hilarious. He just said I didn't make that much money. Actually, it's pretty good.
How did he get that information?
No, I mean, just good math.
Yeah.
I think that's actually pretty accurate. I made like a little more than that.
Oh, here we go.
It's pretty accurate. You know what? I was really making a lot of money. This is actually what's really sad about the whole thing. I was telling Jack this yesterday. Wait, what's this one say? Why are you asking me to imagine? Are you asking me to imagine someone being based?
This is a huge account.
Yeah, that is a big account. I mean, this really went viral for me last night. I mean, crazy. I need to send her like a commission check for all the referrals. I might have to give her at least 10K or something.
This is interesting. Yeah.
I know. It's hard. Twitter is like one of those really hard platforms to go viral on. So LinkedIn is much easier to I have a lot of followers and stuff on LinkedIn, but Twitter, I have like 5,000 because I never used it in my last company. Because restaurant owners, they're not on Twitter. Right. So there was no need to spend any time on Twitter. All the restaurant groups are on LinkedIn. And actually same with our customers, they're all on LinkedIn. Our customers aren't scrolling Twitter. The random PEO offices are not on Twitter. They're not on Twitter.
So how have you changed your marketing strategy from the DoorDash days to now?
Well, I mean, you're sitting in it right here.
Yeah.
So podcast, we're big content marketers and event marketers. So that hasn't changed. At Bbot, we were content and event too. I don't do a lot of buying digital ads or display ads or billboard. It's mostly content and events. Yeah. And I think that's the best for most industries. The podcast is a new type of content that we're doing, obviously, which I find is really working out well. We've been able to get meetings with PEOs that are listeners. They ignored my emails for months.
Right.
But then they're like, oh, wow, I listened to this episode. I'll take a meeting with you now.
Huh.
It's been really good to get, it takes it's a big investment. Obviously, this room costs a lot. This building, Jack costs a lot, It's an investment. So the ROI, because if you get one deal out of it from a listener who loves the show, the pay.
And you're having fun. So,
well, the real joke of it is that this product takes years to build. Yeah. And I was like, Luke, what am I supposed to do? While you're doing this, what do I do? And so Luke's building this with the engineers, and I'm like, I was like, Jack, we need something to do.
Right.
I'm doing a podcast. Let's run it. We'll bring on guests from the industry and talk shit.
So are you seeing in terms of outreach and engagement for the military audience, is that starting to change as well? It used to be trade shows, think AUSA, those types of forums. Are they or can you engage them digitally differently now than what you could 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think the trade shows are like somewhat important in this industry. They're much more important in restaurant tech because bar owners love trade. Like they love buying stuff from trade shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they'll literally like walk a trade show floor in Vegas and they'll buy stuff right there. They'll be like, oh, I like this. All right, I'll buy it.
Well. Yeah.
Like, so it's much different than they're not going to do that for us. They're not going to be like, oh, awesome, let me buy 100 of these if I have like an AUSA booth.
Yeah.
But our approach has been, because they're expensive too, like these are the trade shows. So our approach, because our product's so like cool, is we've been just going to other companies that have booths and being like, we'll put our product in your booth.
Yeah.
And like, let us just hang out there. Because like, you save like 30 grand, and which like every dollar matters in a startup. So, because and also with AUSA, I don't know if you've seen this, but like I can't even get a booth space. Like the industry, it's such a hot industry right now. Like the booth spaces are like packed. I offered them $100,000 for like a booth. They were like, no. And I was like, is there any amount of money I can give you for a booth? They're like, no, they're booked. And I was like, what kind of business is this?
Yeah, so we ended up taking the same approach for the same reasons because we're cash strapped, especially early days. I remember a time in I think this was like 2018, 2019 AUSA, AWS only had a 2-desk booth, and they let us get one of the desks, and so we were there and we were giving like a desk side to PEO soldier, one of the Army PEOs, and they literally during the demonstration, they had to move us aside because they had another customer coming in. And so we had to go over to the side and get a whole nother table. It just was really kind of like bootstrapped.
Oh my God.
And so, it's just, I think that, we've come a long ways. Like we ended up doing it with Booz Allen Hamilton, Palantir later, sharing booth space with them. But to your point, we never could justify investing the money and getting our own booth at those shows because it's just a flood of noise for customers and it's hard to stand out.
Yeah, I agree. And then the partner, well, at least for ours, like if we can put this on someone like a Forterra or like Overland, like on our vehicle, like it looks better anyway.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just like have them do the booth and like let them have the booth branding and then we're just like there in the booth. Yeah. And then, we put a couple of our employees there and just hang out and be like, yeah, this is their booth, but like, you can envision their product combined with our product. We're partners,
right?
And then everyone kind of wins then.
Yeah.
Like, because that makes their vehicles look cooler.
Yeah.
So that's like been what we do. But anyways, and I don't think the trade shows are really that important in this industry compared to other industries. Like I think that the buyers, like the main decision makers, don't really go
on
the show floor. So it's like you have to do stuff around them, like dinners, or you have to try to get meetings.
Yeah.
Like because they're not like actually walking the floor.
Right.
God forbid they do their job and look at actual new products.
Well, it's tough in that environment to be memorable.
Yeah, it is. Well, especially AUSA because it's like giant. Like it's overwhelming almost. In fact, regional, like the smaller shows, like if you go to like AUSA Huntsville, a little more intimate. Those are a little better sometimes because there's just fewer companies, fewer people. You can like stand out a little more.
Right.
So, but I think that the best form of marketing right now is mostly social media.
Yeah.
They are on LinkedIn a lot. Like it's for sure. I want to start trying. I don't know if you've tried this. It's very cheap to do too, but like you can literally target the offices you sell to, and like when you're scrolling LinkedIn, they'll see your ad, like demand gen style. That's what we call it, demand gen marketing.
So how do you do it?
So, well, Jack's going to learn, right? No, but basically it's not, there's tools. Like LinkedIn has ad tools, and you can like segment by like just like the 500 people that you want to hit.
Right.
And like target them.
Yeah.
And the key though to that, most people don't realize is you don't want to just like be like, Arc, buy my shit. Like you really want to be marketing something else so that, like for example, what we're going to do is we're going to market the podcast and not ACS. But like if you like click in, it's clearly ACS.
Sure.
So you're not like really hitting, you're not like buy Bullfrog now, PEO.
Yeah, right.
But market something else that's like tangential.
Yeah.
So you're not like in their face. It's more tasteful.
Yeah.
You have to be like, there's a strategy behind it.
Sure.
In any case, we probably spend more on marketing than sales for sure. Like I think our marketing team is bigger than our sales team.
How do you approach test events? Because, clearly there's marketing going on there.
Yeah. So test events are like sales opportunities.
Yeah.
Like our product, and this goes for any startup doing defense tech, like your TRL level, like you're never fully finished. It's always a work in progress. So, whatever state your product's in at these events, like you need to just sell past it. Be like, yeah, but look where it's going.
Right.
So you're like always, our team's always out there. We're like trying to meet people at the events. We're demoing what we've got and it works. Like we're hitting the drones.
Yeah.
But then we're like, here's the roadmap of what we're going to do next. And like, here's why you should jump on board now. So we're selling, but the test events are important. I told actually the Secretary of the Army, like one of my feedback to them was like, we were doing some like roundtable of startups, like, cause it's all so hard.
Right.
And I was like, you need to do more competitions. Like I'm not like trying to outsell the primes. Like just do a competition. Like put us up against whoever you want. Like and the winner can win. Like, I don't know. They used to do that more. Like Luke Allen, my co-founder, told me like, I don't know, Charles Lindbergh, like the guy, like Spirit of St. Louis, he crossed the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Crossed the Atlantic for a $25K bounty, like a prize. That's why he built that. Like everyone was trying to cross the Atlantic on a plane.
Yeah.
Like they need to do more stuff like that. Like the government should be like, okay, anyone who can hit a drone at 500 miles an hour, like gets a 25, or I guess adjust that for inflation, $250,000 prize or something.
Right.
They should do more of that.
Well, they're trying to do that with, I think, like the X-Tech search programs at the Army. So,
are you in that? Are you doing that?
We're not. We did those early days.
Yeah, we have that. We're in. It's like 10K.
Yeah.
Like, and now there's like a competition. But I do like that's. It's better directionally, because it shouldn't be about marketing and sales ability.
Right.
Because if it was, I would obviously crush everyone. But it needs to be about the product.
And having some kind of familiarity with the military community, just based on the previous experience there, it is more of a show than tell type community, and they want to see it.
Yeah,
and they want to see it because they're in serious situations where the stakes are high, and it needs to be, it needs to work as advertised.
Yeah, and I agree, and we want more of that though, because there is still a lot of there's still a lot of salesmanship to get the R&D money.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, for going into procurement of anything, it's got to work. Like they want to show, not tell.
Right.
But I mean, if you look, the R&D budgets, it's so competitive. Like we're competing. Like everyone, no matter what your product is, we're all competing for the same R&D money, basically. Right.
Do you think some of the policies coming out with the new administration are helping try to solve some of that?
I don't know. What do you think?
I'm optimistic based on what we're seeing coming out of the Transformation and Contact, the TIC initiative that the Army's doing.
Yeah, the TIC brigades.
And just in general, giving more authority to the combatant commanders.
Yeah.
Who are able to assess this during some kind of testing validation event, let's say CTC, NTC, JRTC, and getting that candid warfighter feedback right then and making a decision.
Yeah.
And then within 6 months, there's programs out there that they're creating, an ACIDS equivalent that they can then put funding against.
Yeah.
And get this implemented pretty quickly.
I agree. We've been talking with some of the Army leadership about the TIC brigades.
Yeah.
And so they're trying to do a lot of like testing of their products in those.
Right.
There's a little bit of like, okay, let's do it then. And there's a little bit of there's money being applied to them, but it's like it's still a little bit of an opaque process. Like I think they're still figuring out
they are still figuring it out. Yeah.
So our approach, not to give away my trade secrets or whatever, but we're just like giving it to like, okay, like we eventually assume we're going to be like in those with funding.
Right.
So we're just like, all right, we'll just get you started now for free. And here's the product, put it in the brigade.
Yeah.
I think it's actually, if you can afford to do it, that's like, I think a good place to be right now.
What's the response been?
Yeah, they want it because they all know they want this. They're all ready for it. They're just like, they don't want to wait for the contracting office and stuff. So we're just like, yeah, dude, there you go. Here's a bullfrog. Like,
are you guys doing anything in Ukraine in the operational environment, or is it primarily testing training environment?
No. So the thing with Ukraine, I don't know if you've seen this, but like if you send something over, like this works now. We could send it there, but it wouldn't work that well.
Yeah.
And if you send something over there that's like kind of half-ass, they'll shit all over. Like, it's not good. They're in a war.
Right.
So like, I would not want to actually like have them rely on this yet. I think we're probably like 4 months away from really feeling comfortable doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, we're engaging at like 300 yards right now.
Yeah.
But like, we really want to be engaging at like 600 yards. Like,
Right.
just to like, and that's just a matter of a couple fine tuning of some of the products still.
Yeah.
But once you send it over there, they'll treat it as a finished product.
Right.
They'll use it. They're in war.
Yep.
So I would feel bad like sending them over something that wasn't good enough yet.
Right.
So but I do think Q1 next year we'll be in theater.
Yeah.
I believe that. Maybe towards the end of Q1.
And you were building an app or something where you're doing sending some kind of technology to Ukraine at some point.
Oh yeah. Luke. It's like you're interviewing me here, bro. No, Luke. When we first started, Luke really wanted to help the war effort.
Yeah.
So we built a Javelin simulator.
That's right.
Javelin. Yeah. We sent, at least a couple $1 million in headsets to the front line. We got a bunch of we still get support requests for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Luke, we cannot fulfill this support request. We don't make money on this product.
Right.
But he said, no, we got to help. And I'm like, so like sometimes we'll stop working on we'll have an engineer fix the bug on it or something.
But enough experience with them to understand some of their problems.
Oh yeah. They love the Javelin simulator.
Right.
Like they want more training tools.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the problem is there's not a lot of money in training tools. Like when I thought we could just sell that product and maybe partner with Lockheed and bundle it with the Javelin.
Yeah.
But they have their own Javelin trainer. Have you ever seen it?
I haven't.
It's the size of two of this room.
Yeah.
Like it's a huge. You have to go to this whole room. It's like this big elaborate thing.
Yeah.
So that the headset is really mobile. So it's nice for the Ukrainians because they can't fly to the U.S. and come to one of the Javelin trainers. So it works well. It's just they're not going to pay for it.
It's interesting. I didn't even know that they had that level of sophistication in terms of their training. They have virtual environment and everything. What I did see, I did a short trip over there and was talking with a specialist, and he was talking to me about Bakhmut, and he was talking about the Javelin, how they use an app that is able to help them better calibrate, and be more effective on their hit miss. And so
that's pretty cool.
They were really impressive.
When did you go over there?
December 23.
December 23. Yeah. What do you think is happening right now? There's a peace summit coming up.
So I was surprised going over there because my reference points had been working with the Afghan army, with the Iraqi army. And so it was a different level of competency and ability to be able to adopt technology. When I went over to Ukraine, I put my I put my laptop. I was giving them the initial demo. Put my laptop on the hood of the Humvee.
Yeah.
Put the device on the hood of the Humvee. I'm pulling up the deck, and by the time I had pulled up the deck to walk them through the PowerPoint presentation, they already had the sensors embedded into the pistol grips.
Yeah.
And then I started describing, here's what the technology does. It's able to track, round count. It's able to give line of fire. And then they started listing the fundamental technology that we're using to be able to do it. And so they already are that familiar with technology so that they not only know how to be able to deploy it, but they also know some of the underlying
components. That's what I'm saying. That story is my point. I send this over there, they're going to be all over it.
Yeah.
Ready to go. So you have to be ready to go when you give them something because they're at war.
Yeah, they were impressive too.
Yeah.
Not only from a technology adoption standpoint, but also from a tactical competency standpoint. When we rolled up to the site, we were actually near the Dnipro, but they were all drilling in 6 inches of snow hard, doing tactical movements, doing transition drills with weapons, doing squad small unit maneuver. And they were taking it seriously, doing rep after rep after rep.
Yeah.
And between that, the technical competency, and just the general will to fight, it's kind of a total war mentality with the civilian population. It was just much different than anything that I saw in Iraq or Afghanistan, and it gave a lot of confidence in supporting them in their ability to actually win.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. I kind of related, but I tonight I don't know if you're doing you're married, right? Or no?
Mhm.
Yeah, you and your. If you guys want to go to, I produced a movie about Ukrainian dancers. It's premiering tonight in DC. It follows the lives. It's called Match in a Haystack. Match in a Haystack. It follows these dancers, and the premise is basically like, look, there's a war-torn country, and like, these girls are like, should we still be dancing or should we be helping the war effort?
Yeah.
Like, but they're like, no, fuck Putin. Like, we're gonna keep living our lives. We have to.
Right.
So like, it's like, but it's a pretty sad documentary. I Misty Copeland, like the ballerina, the U.S. one, she was a producer on it. Like,
oh wow.
Yeah, like it's a pretty good. The business model. I don't know if I'm gonna make any of my money back, but because the business model of media is tough,
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a good thing to support.
Well, I was going to say, it sounds like you found something to do while your co-founder was building the product.
Yeah. No, Luke was like, "Why are you producing Netflix movies or whatever?" And I was like, "Dude, I was an electrical engineer, but like I don't know how to build this. Like, I'm a content guy now." I was like, "We're gonna produce a movie about Ukrainian dancers," and it's like it's a piece of content that's pretty good. The first premiere was in New York City a couple weeks ago, which I went to.
Yeah.
Then the next one is in Waterfront here. There's like a movie theater. There's an indie theater tonight at 7 p.m. So you can get free tickets.
That is really cool.
And,
I mean, it must have been inspiring to make for you.
Yeah, no, it's really no. I mean, like we're here to support. Like we started this company because Putin invaded Ukraine. Like we had just sold to DoorDash,
right?
As that woman on Twitter has so nicely told everyone. And like literally the next week, Putin invaded Ukraine, and we were like, "Oh shit!" Like drone. We were like drone warfare, and that's when we were like That's when I met you.
Yeah,
like a couple of weeks, probably like a month or two later, or a couple months later, we met at a coffee shop at Pete's. We were just talking about this.
Yeah.
And I was pitching you on World Marshal.
Yeah.
Wait, go to worldmarshal.com. I want to see if that's still up. I have the website. Dude, first of all, how badass does World Marshal sound?
It's gonna,
that's a good looking site. This logo I had like AI gen. So the World Marshal comes from in Metal Gear Solid, the video game. The biggest private military in Metal Gear is called World Marshal.
Yeah.
And I liked Metal Gear Solid as a kid.
Okay.
And I wanted to be like the world's police.
Yeah.
But then as we were discussing, like I'm way too little bitch to like be able to actually run the world's police.
Well, you check the block on the founder having a big vision.
Yeah, big vision, but and crazy, but like I'm like 150 pounds and anyone can beat me up. So like I can't. This is more of an Eric Prince type company. I actually told him in Detroit though. I was like, you should take my name. I was like, it's so badass, bro. It's way better than Blackwater.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Blackwater's sick. That's a badass name. Probably that is a badass name.
Did he take to it?
No, he smiled. He was like, okay, little boy. Okay, little boy. But he does love the bullfrog, and he he's doing a lot of stuff. Like I don't really follow. Like he has like a contract manufacturing company. He's like making cars. Like I don't know. He's like still. Yeah. I was like, why are you working so hard still? I was like, you made a lot of money. I was like, I've been to your house. It's like a mansion. He's like, yeah, I mean, just chip on shoulder,
Yeah.
Like he wants his he feels like he got slighted by the U.S. government. I mean, obviously they did some heinous shit, but he feels like they turned their back on him after he did so much work for them. So he's like, I'm back. I'm doing another company or 5 more companies, basically.
Interesting.
He's like, he's got his podcast. Like, he's an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah.
So respect. It's a hard game.
Yeah.
But World Marshal, I think someone will do this. Have you seen the company Vector?
No.
Okay, you haven't seen Vector? Can you pull up the Vector guy? We won't go into. We already did this on another podcast. I'm not gonna like fully cover it because a lot of repeat listeners. But the T, as the kids say. What's the T? What's the drama? Or what's the debrief?
Yeah.
You want George? Or you want
the Andy Euclid like Vector post. This is the CEO, Andy Euclid. He was an Army guy, I believe.
Ah, yeah.
You know this guy?
I have heard of him.
Okay, yeah. He's always like it's like that's how you spell his name. Oh, there it is. It's like Vector, just type Vector, LinkedIn, yeah. Oh, just go to linkedin.com and then type, yeah. Okay, so anyways, while I was pulling it up.
Yeah.
So you've watched Joe Rogan, obviously this is our sound guy, like Jamie, Jack. Jamie is like much better at Googling than Jack is, but Jack's...
I did spell it right the first
Okay. You did spell it. Yeah, like go to the one where he's like, we're ready for the heat. Oh, here we go. This is the best one. All right, so just like, I'll just read it. You may have seen in the news the Red Cat Holdings billion-dollar market cap publicly traded company is suing our startup Vector, which is barely a year old.
Oh, wow.
Should be no surprise that we believe that claims brought by Red Cat in their lawsuit against us are without merit, and as such, Vector intends to vigorously defend. Blah, 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 blah. Vector is a disruptor, and with this disruption comes opposition like this. We can take the heat because that's what we're built for. Who's ready to run with us?
Wow. And how old are they?
They're like a year old.
Okay.
Wait, but like click Andy's profile. I think he was in the Army. I believe he was like a Green Beret, or I'm going to get this wrong, but military. Oh, it doesn't have what he was. You know what's really badass about him, though? I actually find this to be cool. This is my favorite part about Andy, is that he had like 3 years left to get his 20 years, and he like quit to like start this company, like which is like, that's giving up probably like, I don't know, $2.4 million over the course of 20 years or something.
Conviction. Yeah.
That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money to give up. Just like to be like, I'm going to, so you got to respect that. Like just straight up, like he could have just waited 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say the inflection point is at the 10-year mark. Once you stay in,
you have to, the first tour. Like I left after 5.
Yeah,
and you can you either do that or 11.
Yeah,
for the nuclear navy or 20. Yeah, like 5, 11, or 20. But like 18 is like that's why like I told him. I actually texted him. I was like, dude, I can't believe you just quit to like do this. I was like, first of all, startups are terrible. Yeah, like and they're brutal. And then you only had like 24 months left or whatever.
And startups are going to completely change now.
I mean, that's positive.
Well.
If you're an investor, I mean, that's positive signal on the guy. Like, obviously, that's crazy.
Yeah,
like, he must really believe. And they have a really good model, though. So this is a genius model. I don't know if you employ any of this. Their sales model is they train you. They're doing training on how to use shit like this.
Right.
Like, I'm going to give them one of these. They'll train people. Like, and then they train people on how to use FPVs. Like, train units. Yeah. But then, because they have this training contract and sales channel, then they're able to sell their products through it. Like they just released a drone called the Hammer, which is
that's interesting. Yeah.
So like that's actually kind of like a pretty good way to do it. I think like it's pretty smart.
So through the training, they have access to the units, and then they're just introducing new capabilities.
Yeah, and then you saw Hegseth, like Hegseth, the secretary said like you can sell like drones now direct. Like you can, you know, it's a low cost item, so like now they can like buy it on credit cards probably. Right. So like. It's kind of smart. Yeah. And so I think I read the whole court filing. Yeah. Like basically the T is that the CTO of this Vector company was the CTO of this big public company. Yeah. Left to like do this with Andy. Right. And they're accusing him of like, you know,
they have a non-compete or
and some other bullshit like copyright infringement, taking the IP or whatever. So it's the classic case. It's like the Uber case, like Andy Lewandowski when he left. Like, like he stole from Google. Yeah. So I don't actually. I think Vector will probably like. I'm a not guilty person. There's a Chappelle on this. The Chappelle show. It's like you need R. Kelly. I need R. Kelly actually doing the act.
Be careful saying that in DC this week.
No,
with
this isn't going to air.
This isn't
going to air for like a month. Also, like these are in the deep cuts. Like you have to listen pretty deep into the podcast to actually get to this part. But I'm a not guilty guy. Yeah. And. I feel like you need incontrovertible. Is that the word? What's incontrovertible? What's incontrovertible mean? Is that right?
Maybe not.
I need to Google this. You need incontrovertible evidence.
Yeah.
To like really be guilty.
You're right.
Yeah, it needs to be incontrovertible. I need like real proof.
And you haven't seen it yet.
Well, on this case, no. I think that and I'm always for the underdog too. Yeah. Like the upstart. Yeah. I mean, I'm just an underdog story guy. You know? Like I cry and remember the Titans. Yep. Like, I love when I don't want them to gain another yard. He will blitz all night. I watch that clip to cry.
It sounds like a founder. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just an emotional, like Italian founder kid. Like, I don't know. I don't lead with data, just emotion.
Where are you from anyways? Did you grow up in Pennsylvania?
Small town Pennsylvania. I was born in York, PA, so I was born like south of York. Or like I grew up south of York, PA. Yeah. Like 2,500 person town. Yeah. Yeah, I joined. My dad like told me to join the Navy to pay for school. That's why I joined. I didn't really think about it. Yeah. Like I was like, oh, scholarship, ROTC. Yeah. I was like, it's actually kind of worked out well because the 2008 crash happened right when I graduated, and all my friends were like looking for jobs, and I was like an ensign. I was like, I got a job. I was like, this is pretty sweet.
Did any of that change once you got into it and got into the service? Did like your perspective change? Hey, I'm willing to stay in for a couple of years, or my commitment.
I was always never going to stay in. Yeah. Like I thought it was a very good job because like as a young 21-year-old, I was like, kind of undisciplined anyway.
Yeah.
So this was a forced job.
Yeah.
Which was good for like making me have better work ethic and stuff.
Yeah.
And my dad was in the Navy.
Yeah.
My sister's still in. She's a commander.
Yeah.
My dad's dad was a colonel in the Army. Like, we're a military family anyway, so it was like kind of natural. So I wanted to like be a part of that, and I'd be like, yeah, I did my time too, guys. I'm part of it.
So what made you commit to it though? If it went against your instincts around like being kind of unstructured, why did you stay?
Oh yeah, as you can tell, I'm not like the most like best at the chain of command. You know, I'm more like a rubber. Yeah. So I was honestly, I was terrified to go on warships. Like I was like, oh my God, I have to be on a submarine for 5 years.
Yeah.
So I was I was trying to figure out how to get out of this. Like so it was my first year at Penn State, and in ROTC, did you do ROTC or?
I did West Point.
Okay. Okay. So my first year, you go to this thing called Courtramid between your freshman and sophomore year. In Courtramid, you do a week at submarines, you do a week on like an aviation, like on plane, like at an air base, Navy base.
Okay.
You do a week at the Marines, you do a Marine week, and then you do a surface warfare week. So you do those are the 4 different places you can go from Navy ROTC. Yeah. You could convert to a Marine, or you could go on surface, subs, or flying.
Right.
And I like hated all 4 of them. I was like, oh shit, I need to like get out of this. And I was looking at the deal. You could break contract and pay back your first year.
Yeah.
But out of state tuition at Penn State, because I was born in PA, but I was actually going to high school in Mississippi. So I was out of state. Huh. And I was like, oh my God, out of state tuition's like 40 grand. Yeah. Like for 20 grand a semester. Yeah. And I was like, I got to pay back. Wow. I was like, I don't have 40 grand to pay back. I was like, shit. Yeah. But there was this captain who was giving a speech to all the midshipmen. There's an auditorium at like to kick off Courtramid, and he was like, there's actually a 5th billet, naval reactors. And at this billet, like we only take like 10 people a year or 20 people a year across all ROTC. Yeah. But it's a desk job. We don't have to go on ships and stuff. Yep. And I was like, I need to get that. I was like, I need to be in naval reactors. So I like left galvanized that I was going to get a 4.0, study super hard, and then get this. Like founder mentality. I started, and they don't take Penn State kids to naval reactors because Penn State's like not the best school. They only go with like MIT ROTC, Stanford ROTC. Yeah. Like they don't usually take.
Well, I can imagine it's competitive. Yeah.
It's very competitive. So I like basically, I almost got a 4. I got like a 3.93 in electrical engineering. Yeah. And I worked my ass off, and then I like lobbied hard to get the interview. Like for my captain of my unit. And I was like, give me an interview at this fucking naval reactors. Yeah. I'm going to go here. I'm a double E. I'm good. And I got an interview and got through it and passed it. And then I remember like being like, yes,
that's incredible.
And I never had to wear a uniform ever again. So I was stationed here in DC, and the rest is history. I mean,
so you do have a precedent for beating the stats.
Yeah. I love to beat the odds. Yeah. But no, and then the beauty of it is that that's where I met Luke. The first day at Naval Reactors, I met Luke Allen. Like, because all the smartest Navy engineers go to naval reactors, like the smartest ones. Yeah. And I was probably, I don't know, the 20th smartest one in the group of 20 that got selected that year. I don't know. Yeah. And I met Luke at his cubicle, and I was the first day, and I was like, oh my God, this guy is a fucking genius. Yeah. And I told him the first day, I was like, whatever you're building after the Navy, I'm selling it. I was like, I'm in. Like, we're gonna do companies together.
And did you guys do your last company together as well?
Yeah, we're all. Okay. He's like my second wife. Like, we're all in. Like, we will never not do a company together. Like, there's no other partner. Like, we're just a married couple.
And you did like 2 or 3 companies, right?
Yeah, we had a failed company before that. Yeah. And so like, we've been doing this for like, he was at Stanford. Like after the Navy, he went back to Stanford, and I was like selling marketing software in the Bay Area.
Right, I remember this.
And I would like go hang out with him and be like, okay, we got to start a startup, dude. We got to figure out something. And we had built. Our first product was called Schmoozy. Yeah. It's getting your prospects wet. It was like kind of crass, but like we schmoozed them. So it was actually a really good idea. This is a really good idea. So you ever use Salesforce, like the CRM? Mm-hmm. So you could pull up any contact record in Salesforce, and the Schmoozy app would load up on the side that we built, and it would like give you topics to schmooze with them about. Yeah. So when you go to call your prospect, instead of being like, hey, General Denemy, buy my shit, like you'd be like, hey, did you see the Georgia Tech game last night? Blah, blah, blah. Like all the different topics to schmooze your prospects with. Yeah. Yeah.
So the gap between Schmoozy and ACS is a book should be captured in a book at some point.
Yeah.
Because that's not a direct path.
No, people tell me I should definitely write a book of my shenanigans because
Yeah.
there's been a lot of there's been a lot that's gone on. This is not easy.
Yeah.
But it's fun. Yeah, Schmoozy though was it was very good and actually got a lot of VPs of sales like wanting to pilot it.
Yeah.
But the problem is I had this third co-founder and that wasn't Luke.
Yeah.
Who was a friend of ours from the Navy too.
Right.
And he went like, I don't know if you ever had this in a business, but like he went crazy a little bit. And so and he was like a third of the cap table of the startup.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, we're just like, this is just too hard to like unravel this.
Yeah.
So I was like, we're gonna just start a new company. I'm done with this. Like it was only like 6 months.
So it cost the company.
Well, it was only 6 months in.
Yeah.
And we're so young at that time.
Yeah.
It was like, this is our first one. We were like 27, 28, which is out of the Navy, you know.
Yeah.
And we were like, look, we got plenty of other ideas. I don't want to deal with this like drama. Like Luke, let's just start our own company.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this. And so we started Bbot, which is a restaurant robot. And then the restaurant robot, no one wanted the robot. We spent like a year and a half in his apartment building this robot by ourselves. Like I was like doing the PCBs, like, and he was like writing code. We built it all. We built this like robot bootstrapped.
Yeah.
No funding. We were literally using toaster ovens to surface mount the components on the PCBs.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you've ever done that, like, or seen that. So like, you know, like a printed circuit card.
Yeah.
Okay. So like they have like these like chips on them that have like, 100 pins. You can't solder them. Like a soldering iron's nowhere near precise enough.
Right.
So what you do is you like put the paste down, like the solder paste, and then you like use tweezers to put the components on the board, and then you put it in a toaster oven and bake it. And then the solder heats up, and then the chip like settles down into the footprint. That's how we would make our own circuit boards like that.
And so what was reliability like?
No, it's good. It's perfect. It's a totally reliable. Yeah, it's totally fine.
Wow.
So we would make our own circuits for the robot. Like we wrote all the code, we wrote all the app, and like we did this whole elaborate thing. I never spoke to a single customer.
Yeah.
Like I did everything you could do wrong. Like we still actually don't talk to customers that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
We don't, because we're just like building whatever we feel like. But like we talked to no customer, no restaurant owner.
Yeah.
And then we like built this whole elaborate drink delivery robot. And then basically the customers kind of hated it. When I finally did talk to them about it, they're like, look, Steve, we don't really like robots. We're restaurant owners. Like it's a people business.
Yeah.
Like we don't.
Did you guys pivot at that point or?
Well, no. So then, basically we got one. I convinced, Luke, I didn't really convince him. My dad we went to a trade show in Vegas.
Yeah.
And my dad was working the booth with us. And my dad convinced this bar owner in Cincinnati that he's like, this is my son. This product works, I swear. And the bar owner was like, yeah, it seems like it works. He's like, I'll put it in my bar.
Yeah.
And so we got this one guy, Jacob Trevino, this bar owner from Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And he bought it. Like he spent $24,000 a year. Robots as a service. The original Robots as a service. 1,000. The pricing was $1,000 per robot per month.
Oh,
and,
wow.
and he bought 2 robots, and they were his drink delivery servers for his bar. And I was like, okay, we got one customer, guys. We're off to the races.
So $1,000 a month is a little bit of a commitment. I'm sure your dad was convincing.
Well,
why do you think he committed that much?
Well, his bar was a Japanese karaoke bar, and he wanted it for his his theme.
Oh,
but $24,000 a year is cheaper than a waitress.
Yeah. So
he was able to replace one server, and
wow.
So anyway, so then I was like, okay, guys, we're gonna be rich. We're taking off. We're about to pop.
Yeah.
So I went to all these other bars, and I was like trying to bring them to this bar and be like, check this out. You could do this in your bar.
Yeah.
And pretty much every bar owner was like, I'm not doing this in my bar. This is terrible. What are you talking? But
how many years in at this point, or months in?
That was 2.5 years in at this point.
Oh, wow.
Still had not had a paycheck. Just like my wife was paying rent. And Luke had saved money.
Your wife, you were still married at the time.
Yeah, and she was paying rent.
Wow.
And she was an integral part of this. Without her, we couldn't have done. Because we had no money. She was key.
Yeah,
that's why she's earned every dollar she's ever made. But she crushes.
Yeah.
And then Luke had money from his hit Android video game. So he was paying. He made like $500,000 on an Android game. that he made like years ago.
What year is this?
This was 2018.
Yeah.
So he was like funding his life through his Android game.
Right.
And we were just like grinding this out. And I couldn't get another customer. I was like, Luke, this thing does not sell. I don't know how to sell this at all.
Yeah.
And we met this guy in Brooklyn who saw it and was like, okay, sick. Like I don't have ceilings in my bar. I can't put the robot. I have no ceilings. My bar's outside.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. But he's like, hey, I want the QR code ordering system that goes with it. And I'll have my hot servers, they're like in bikinis. I'll have them run the drinks to the table. And I was like, oh, that seems way better than a robot. I was like, that's what? That's odd. Yeah, dude. Okay. All right. Yeah. So we like went to this bar. It was the biggest bar in Brooklyn. It's in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. It's called the Brooklyn Barge. It's no longer operational because the landlord screwed him.
Yeah.
But it was only open 4 months a year.
Mm-hmm.
The highest grossing bar in Brooklyn, though, like the most popular party bar in Brooklyn. And we like launched in 2019, I think, the Brooklyn Barge without the robot, just Bebot, just the QR code ordering. So people would put the QR codes we put the QR codes on the table. I nailed them into the table. Like I was, and this was before people even knew what a QR code. This is pre-COVID.
Yeah.
It was like 2018, so pre-COVID, and COVID was coming around the corner though.
Yeah.
And the first day, everyone just started scanning because it's a party bar, and the line at the bar is huge. So people were just like, "What's a QR code?" And like anyone in the crowd who knew, kind of was like, "Oh, just scan this, bro."
Wow.
And they started ordering on this thing, and the tickets just started flooding the bartenders. And Brooklyn bartenders are dicks. Like they're all like tatted up. They're like they think they are God. Like if you're a bartender in Brooklyn, like you think you're a badass.
Yeah.
So all the tickets start rushing in, like hundreds of orders.
Yeah.
And the bartenders were like, I'm not fucking listening to a robot. They'll come up to the bar. I'm not fulfilling these drinks.
Oh,
and I was like, oh shit, dude, and they're paying because people pay up front. So people are paying and not getting their drink. And I'm there with my friend who was working at the NSA at the time. He was he's like my friend, he doesn't work at the NSA anymore, but he was just visiting me that weekend, helping me install it. He's not part of the company.
Yeah.
We see all the tickets coming in. The bartenders are like, fuck you guys. We jump behind the bar and start making cocktails. Like we start fucking doing and running them ourselves. We sold like $30,000 that day, and just me and my friend doing the bartending. Yeah, we're not licensed to be. Like, we're not allowed. There's like so many OSHA rules we're breaking, I'm sure, by like serving people.
And so you dropped the business after that and became a bartender. Is that how the story?
Yeah,
is?
no, basically no. So then what I really did is then I ran the report at the end of the day. I went up to all the bartenders and I said, I just made you guys $7,000 more in tips. Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
And I put it to them and I bitched them out, and they're like, all right, Steve, we'll use it next time.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Wow.
I made them feel bad about it. And they love that I got behind there and fucking did. They were like, this guy's crazy. He's literally just serving drinks at the bar that doesn't even work here. And I was like, you guys. And from there on out, they respected me.
Yeah.
And they were like, we'll use it.
Yeah, you got in the trenches with them.
And then, and so from there, like I became a hospitality person. Like I just started like meeting all the owners in New York. And
that's great.
And then COVID hit. And
then things took off.
Fucking crazy. I mean, we were doing QR code ordering before everyone.
Yeah.
And so we were like the first ones in the country. Right. So when COVID hit, phones were off the hook. Like what
was your foundation before COVID hit? Like in terms of like number of customers?
We had 30 customers. I was going door to door, like grinding. Like I had barely any customers. It was so hard because no one actually wants to do QR code ordering. Like America, like people don't, and so didn't have that many. Mm-hmm. And then it went from like 30 to like thousands.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Over what time horizon?
Like in a 6-month window. 7 months. I mean, it was just like, we just couldn't stop like setting them up. Like, and I kind of was like, okay, as a founder, you got to be somewhat delusional. And I was like, oh man, we're going to change the world of ordering.
Yeah.
but I knew deep down in my heart we weren't.
So what did you envision that looking like at that point?
I thought that like restaurants could, because in China they do this.
Yeah.
Like this is big in China. Like they don't have a lot of servers. Like it's all like QR code ordering and payment.
Yeah.
At restaurants in a lot of the places. So like I thought America could become more like that, but our hospitality industry is so cultural. Like the way it works here, it's so like if you've been to restaurants here versus overseas, like the hospitality is just a little better here. The service, it's like a whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so like at the end of the day, people don't really want, they want a paper menu. Yeah. They want to order from a waitress or waiter. So like deep down, I knew like it might not be that long-term sustainable, but I did know that like certain places might do it.
Right.
Like breweries, outdoor party bars, like the one I installed in, like there was a market segment, like Ocean City, Maryland, like go to those bars and like, so I just, there is a market segment. Like there are bars that still do this.
Yeah.
Airports. Like we were selling to airports and stuff. Like you've seen those. Like,
I mean, they're everywhere now.
And so, so we pioneered that. And but it was still very difficult because the business model is credit card processing.
Yeah.
And so you're making pennies per order.
Right.
So you need immense scale.
Yeah.
And it's my first real venture-backed startup at the time.
Yeah.
Like I had a failed company before, but like raising the amount of money I needed to raise was daunting. Like I was staring down a very tough Series B. I had just raised a Series A during COVID.
Yeah.
Like $15 million. But I needed another 50. I thought like minimum to like get the go-to-market team big enough.
Yeah.
And to like scale it and really get to critical mass. Because we needed like 20,000 customers, not 3,000.
Right.
To like really get to break even.
Yeah.
That was gonna be a long road. Yeah. And it was gonna be a hard funding environment. Because like the markets were turning at the time. Like COVID was hot and then it was coming down.
And at that point you were already getting inbound or
for customers or offers?
Offers.
No, I had one offer from not DoorDash, another restaurant tech company, and I was gonna take that. And then like I like randomly got an inbound from DoorDash because they saw the product at a restaurant in San Francisco, and like the founders did, and we're like, oh, this is a sweet company, we should get this. And so then I was like able to have their interest plus this other company I was about to sell to, and so then I turned it into a sale. But the whole thing was just like kind of a blur, you know. I've like blacked out that part of my life a little bit.
And at this point, do you feel like it was the right decision or any regrets?
Yeah, no, the way to actually make a sustainable company in restaurant tech is to build a point of sale.
Yeah.
So we had a digital ordering software, which is only one feature of what restaurants want.
Mm-hmm.
They want a POS. They want the computer.
Yeah.
And they want everything to integrate to that. And so Toast, Square, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we were on the path to building. I had saw this early with my like product strategy hat on. I had saw this like pretty early that like you need a point of sale to compete here.
Yeah.
But to build a point of sale is crazy hard. Like it takes tens of millions of dollars. That's why I needed $50 million. Like I need more money.
Right.
And so had we built a point of sale, like finished our point of sale, then yeah, it would have been a good business. But it would have been I'd still be doing it right now. Like it'd be a long road. It's not easy. And I mean, the stuff you're doing now, stuff we're doing, like this takes time. Like all the news, you can't believe the news. Like there's no overnight success. Like
right.
OpenAI has been around for 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
12, like these things take forever. Right. Peter Thiel talks about this. Like all of the value of a company is captured in the last 5 years of its life. Yeah. Basically.
Well, it's the timing part. The market has to be ready.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready once that inflection point happens. As you were.
Yeah, you have to, like when something happens, you have to capitalize.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. My investors say I've timed the new market really well yet again.
I mean, do you think that inflection point has come for ACS?
Yeah. Well, I actually don't think it's even started. Like, I think we are a little early. Like we're like people are coming around to kinetic, like AI guns and stuff, but I don't even think drone warfare has started. Like the next 10 years, 20 years of drone innovation are going to be fucking insane. And so, and people are massively underestimating. Like the drones right now are like infants, they're like babies. Like what they're going to become is wild. I mean, you're not going to be able to jam them soon. I was talking to this company yesterday, Zona. If you pull up Zona, Xona. Have you seen this company?
No.
Okay. They're doing like low Earth orbit satellites.
System?
Yeah, that's it. This thing. We got to get this guy on the podcast, by the way. I'm going to get an intro to him. So this is like, GPS right now is done by like satellites in space. Yeah. You know, this is like low Earth orbit satellites helping, providing GPS.
Right.
And so it's 100 times closer than the space to, like, let's say in this drone, there's a antenna and it's getting information from this satellite.
Yeah.
So the new chips for drones are partnering with this company. Yeah. So if you and I started a drone company, we would use Zona for our GPS. Yeah. And it's 100x the signal strength. So the jammers are going to have a really hard time.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's all happening. Like jamming is not going to work soon, like at all. Like not just with fiber optic. You've seen the fiber optic drones. You've seen those. You can't jam them. Obviously, it's a fiber optic.
Right.
But soon you're not going to need the cable. Like stuff like this. Yeah. And there's more innovation, frequency hopping. Yeah. So these drones are going to be like unkillable bombs in the air without some sort of kinetic effect on them. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's more there's still going to be the cat and mouse game around like jamming where we're going to continuously evolve the tactics and the technology and come up with something that's going to be able to defeat the latest technology evolution. It's fundamentally thinking about drones in general as a weapon on the battlefield. That's what's very different.
Yeah.
I mean, the aerial threats that we had are mostly like fixed wing, and we were thinking about it back 20 years ago. But now, when you can have a drone that enters and clears a house,
it's crazy.
Drones, $500 drone that can be holding a grenade, getting onto an outpost.
Yeah,
the accessibility is just really unprecedented.
Well, and the thing is, like something like Zona is, if a drone is talking to this instead of a satellite in space for GPS.
Yeah,
this is still jammable. It's just now the jamming's too close for comfort.
Right.
You have to be 100 times closer to jam it. So like the drones are getting closer before they get jammed now. So that people don't. It's scary.
Yeah,
like it's still jammable, but it's like a little harder, and you have to have a much stronger jammer, basically.
Yeah,
and so there's going to be a cat and mouse game. I do think the jammers eventually lose out in the long run.
Yeah,
and I think that's why you're seeing more demand for kinetic effects. Like I'm seeing more. Like when we first started this, there was very little demand. Like people were like, I don't know, whatever, bro. Gun, no way. But now it's like people are hitting us up all the time because they're like, oh yeah, our jammers aren't really working out there right now.
And it's the biggest threat on the battlefield for ground troops.
Yeah.
For we still work with the Ukrainians. They're using our kit, and so we have a continuous dialogue with them. And what they tell us is, small arms, we feel like we have some kind of control. If there's like some kind of ground incursion, we feel like, with our competency and our weapons, like we can be successful against a ground force. Even with artillery and indirect fire, they feel like they have some kind of control over that situations because they've developed bunkers and they've developed like counter measures for it. But when they hear the buzzing of the drone, that's something that they feel like they have the least control over.
Yeah.
And they know how effective they are. And that's the thing that spooks them most.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So Luke Allen, genius.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to say that I created this idea, but my idea was world marshal.
Right.
Luke was like, why don't we just actually do a product company, Steve? We're product guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, no way, I'm a warlord.
Right.
Oh man.
That'll be the Series C or D. Yeah.
I do think it's kind of like what Andy Euclid is doing. I do think there is some sort of services business to be done here of like, hey, like we are a group of people that leverage technologies like this.
Yeah.
And you send us to an area and we do area denial, like area defense.
Yeah. And
like a private military does that as a service. I do think that is actually going to be some sort of business.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly not a business I can build, but some badass will probably build that. Because I think like the Pentagon, I'm just guessing here, but I think they would love to be able to do that. Like be like, okay, we're going to augment our force because we have, retention rates are bad in the military.
Yeah.
It's hard to get more troops. We're going to augment our force with this private force that just like protects this grid.
Mm-hmm.
And they send us out. Like they just hold their own little space.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I mean, we saw it, and the reason why they came about during Iraq is just because we didn't have enough troops.
Yeah. But they were doing mostly like convoy logistics missions, right?
Yeah, they were doing convoy logistics.
Which they'll probably do in the next, that's going to happen again.
VIP security.
Yeah, so they're going to need bullfrogs all over that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
We did try to sell it to some private militaries early on, like when we just had the prototype.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't like gone that well yet, but also our product really wasn't anywhere near any sort of final state at that point.
Yeah.
So a lot of the sales efforts were kind of wasted early on, but we'll re-engage. What's next on your product roadmap?
So we're actually doing a lot of integration. So we actually just started a project with the Air Force that's been building, but the next stage of the project is around tipping and queuing drones. And so just through natural behavior of the weapon. And so originally what we were trying to do is
queuing drones from the weapon?
Queuing drones from the weapon. So if a weapon goes and is discharged, it's automatically sends troops in contact alert to a drone to a nearby drone to be able to come over and provide support over that specific area.
Oh shit!
And so the intent around the original idea around the product was to be able to automate some of the radio transmissions that take focus away from the ground force commander who's trying to control the threat in front of them and just trying to get accountability of their folks. And still be able to send all this information up that would otherwise go in a sit rep just through natural behavior with the weapon. And it allows them to continue to engage on the threat in front of them and not step back and give, a static radio report that's irrelevant 10 seconds after they give it because the situation is so dynamic. And so that was the original idea. There's network considerations that potentially limit it.
So you're getting into the drone game.
Yeah. So I think, if your capability is going to be ultimately what we're trying to do is provide value to the end user, to the warfighter. And if there isn't some kind of integration with your capability into drones, then you're only capturing a small part of the ground battlefield. And so there has to be some kind of integration there because those are the support assets. And that's the intent for us really is for that unit that's engaged is compressing the kill chain by automatically sending this information out and bringing the rest of the battlefield assets to bear during that engagement so that they're not just fighting as a squad or a platoon, they're fighting with everything else that the military has at their disposal, which makes us the greatest military on earth. We want them to have all of that so that they have an unfair advantage during that engagement.
So it really is the drone ultimatum. Everything's all roads lead to the drones.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting to hear because I remember. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Your customers have been probably requesting this from you. This is what they want.
Yeah. So I mean, the Ukrainians specifically mentioned that they want to be able to detect drones, and what we're doing is we can show when ground troops are firing at drones that they know that the target type. They know that they're firing at a drone as opposed to firing at a ground force.
Yeah.
And so that information goes back, and that's going to, that'll determine what kind of decisions someone's going to make and how best to support that situation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, listening to the customer is a good business strategy.
Oh yeah.
Which I had not done many times in my life, but
right.
No, okay. I was talking with a friend the other day about this. We're both defense contractors.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason they call it defense contractors, not defense product salesmen.
Right.
Because we're at the pleasure of the customer telling us what to build.
Yeah.
Like, even though I want to give them what I wanted to build, they still are just like, no, you know what, Steve? We're going to tell you what we want, you bitch.
Right.
Because we're contractors.
Right.
That's why they call it that. It's aptly named.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is kind of sad for someone who's like an entrepreneur who like wants to build a product,
mm-hmm.
like and then sell the product. But that's just not like quite how the industry works.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, this is cool capability. They call it capability, which also drives me nuts. I hate the word capability because it belittles my craft. I'm an artist. Like, I'm not just providing a capability. I'm providing a product.
Yeah.
Like, but no, they call it that because they want to, it's like a subtle dig of like, no. We tell you the requirements and the capabilities we want and you build it for me, you bitch. Like that's how it is. That's the relationship.
Right.
Like straight up. And you have to embrace it. Not like if you're a startup listening to this, like you have to embrace this or you'll die on the vine. Like if you don't just build what they want, you're going to have a tough time here.
Well, and I think that there's still room for both, though, in terms of the value from the ideas that you have versus the ideas that they have. There is some synergy along the way.
There is collaboration, but ultimately at the end of the day, they are the product manager, you know, and like they will beat you down. And then it's not like in a mean way. It's just like they have what they want. They know what they want. Mm-hmm. Even if sometimes what they want, we don't agree with. Like,
how has that changed your product?
Like VTOL.
Yeah.
I don't agree with VTOL on almost anything.
Yeah.
But the government likes to add VTOL on everything. They're like, you know what this needs? VTOL. That's a classic. I noticed that when I was in the Navy. I was like looking at different products we would like build and stuff. And like, we need VTOL. Yeah. Must have. Like look at Roadrunner. It's like you've seen that thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like no reason for that to have VTOL. But they're like, you know what we need, Anduril? This needs to be like a Coyote, but with VTOL for no reason.
So, I mean, I guess that brings up like another question around Well, how did the VTOL requirement come about? Was that driven by the customer? Or was that
they're
driven
like,
by
because they don't need a
industry?
runway. Yeah, they're like, oh, it'll be more versatile.
Yeah.
Even though it adds incredible cost and complexity.
Yeah.
To almost everything.
Yeah.
Like the Harrier.
Yeah.
Like the Marine, like that thing's always broken, dude. Like, but they wanted to be able to take off without a runway. And it was a massive mistake.
Yeah.
Like VTOL is pretty much always a mistake, in my opinion. But I'm not the product manager. I'm just like a random dude who has a podcast. But I get to use my platform to rip on VTOL.
So on that, where we've had the most successes is really just working with, and it's going to sound cliche, but working with the warfighter and working with the operational units.
Yeah.
Because they can quickly get a rep in, understand it based on the exercise, whether or not there's value. And if there isn't value, but there's potential, they can help guide you to where it needs to go.
Well, there's a problem with that, right? Like they might want VTOL because they might say it adds flexibility to their operation, right? Like I don't have to have a runway, I can easily launch this.
Right.
Okay. But they're not taking into account that, like, let's say that adds 200,000 per Roadrunner or whatever, 100,000, adds complexity, design, and then the Iranian Shahed's worth 50,000. So they might say like, oh, this is what I need.
Right.
But they don't realize that like also will make us lose an economic war.
Right. Well,
so like they don't know exactly the full picture. They just know what they need.
And I think that's where the PM and the PEOs are supposed to come in.
That is, except that they all love VTOL. The other thing that the military, okay, my other one is they all love lasers.
Yeah.
Like they love the idea of lasers, which I don't know if you've ever followed the history of laser development in the US, but we've been trying to like put lasers on warships for like 50 years or some shit. And I don't know if you've ever seen a laser in the battlefield, but there hasn't been one.
In the training environment. So
lasers are totally fake.
From a drone defeat standpoint, like there's, I know that there's technology out there that's trying to address it in that way. But where we have seen lasers, and I don't know if this is where it started, is the Army's equivalent of laser tag, which is mileage gear that's been around for 30 plus years. Yeah. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
And looks the same as what it was 30 years ago. And so that's created kind of an opportunity for us to be able to come in, and we've given them a single sensor that does probably 80%, shows all the contextual data.
Yeah.
Outside of the hit or miss that the laser provides, except you're not wearing a harness and getting twisted around by trees as you walk through the woods.
No, so that's like a different use of lasers. Like there are laser pointers and like lasing targets and stuff, but like pull up like there's like a picture of like a laser from a warship recently. It's like a big beam. Yeah, this is like catnip for fucking DoD right here. Oh yeah, this is okay.
Wow.
Bro, you can't get dumber than this. Like, got the laser coming at you, bro.
This is counter drone, or?
Well, look. This is what we call, as the kids say, is called cope. They're like, where lasers could be kryptonite for drones.
It could be.
It could be, bro. Look at that. I mean, doesn't that look awesome? This is one of those articles that they post and read so that boomers when they wake up with their coffee that are retired can be like, we're gonna be safe from China, thank God. It's cope. It's literally cope. Like, do you think this fucking laser is gonna do shit against?
Oh wow, this is the Wall Street Journal.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, like up to the highest echelons, highest of media, of government, of DoD, of industry.
Yeah,
they want this stuff to work so badly. And why wouldn't you want it to work? It'd be awesome if we could just laser all these Shaheds.
Yeah.
It'd be great. So like, of course we're going to like write articles saying we're safe.
Yeah.
But like, we're not safe.
And so this is what you're competing with.
I'm competing not with the product because the product doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm competing with the zeitgeist.
Yeah, sure.
And it's like kind of funny, but like just sad.
Yeah.
It's funny. And I mean, the USS Portland using solid state laser to disable an unmanned area vehicle. I like that they don't even show the vehicle. They're just like, you know what we're going to do is we're going to show this giant beam.
I was going to say, is it a $500 drone?
I mean, whatever it is, it's definitely not moving in any sort of evasive maneuver. But no, I do I think that they will eventually get lasers to work in some capacity? Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. The power, like these things that take a long time to warm up and charge. Like by then, a lot of these like small drones could be on your position.
Yeah.
Like for like point defense, like
Mm-hmm.
convoys and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it gets on a warship.
Yeah.
Like maybe in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not like if I had to place the bet, I would say I put the under at like 15 over under. I put it at like the line like 15 years from now.
Yeah.
Like what is it? 2026, 2025. So 2040. Over under 2040, every warship has multiple lasers on it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. But the amount of investment that's gone into this has got to be in the tens or hundreds of billions to like the primes over the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount of investment's insane. And for what? Like, and also let's assume they actually get it to work.
Yeah.
Okay, how many of these are they going to engage before you have to like recharge it? Like to do any sort of maintenance on it. These things are. Have you ever seen like when it's high powered? They're crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm not really certain about the efficacy.
Right.
But again, the product manager, they think it's sweet. It's like VTOL.
Right. Right.
But like and there's other examples of this. Those two I think are the most egregious examples of like bad product management.
Well, I think that we're going to see less of it. Again, going back to the pivot over to operational units having more control because they're going to be more practical about these types of decisions.
Yeah. Well, I hope so. But they might also want some lasers. I think they'll maybe they'll be maybe the answer is and like the practicality of it is that they will use their credit card and try some smaller lasers and find that they're not used that good.
Right.
And then that'll be a cost savings, right? Because they'll get to test it faster.
Yeah.
And then be like, okay, it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
And then come back 5 years later and do it again. But that's better.
Yeah.
Like the faster iteration and test.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's probably that's the silver lining.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think technology adoption looks like in defense 5 years from now?
Man, I really do. A lot of like defense CEOs, they call me like Chicken Little. Like, boy, I'm like the sky's falling. The industry's tough, too hard.
Yeah.
Because I do think that there's, even though the administration is trying to change this stuff and make it more rapid, the crushing bureaucracy crushes you. Like meaning like it's hard to change, even though they're at the top. They've run the show.
Yeah.
It's still hard to change like the rank and file and permeate through the whole bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Like even you can write as many memos as you want from the top, but like to change how it works and how people have been doing their job it's actually very hard. It's like you run a company.
Yeah.
I run a company like at 50 people, I can still make changes like pretty well.
Right.
But when a company, I talked to my old CEO of my company I worked at called Marketo. It's like the marketing software company I sold at. He told me once, we were like at a bar like years ago. He's like, Steve, by the time your company's 900 people, it's like a cruise ship.
Yeah.
Even at 900 people. And like you can like basically kind of change the direction of the cruise ship, but like it's pretty hard to like make many more changes than that.
Right.
Like at this point.
Right.
Like it's doing what it's doing. You built the system and it's hard to change.
Yeah.
So imagine 90,000 people like in the hill, like trying to change that.
Yeah.
It's very hard, even for the most elite management team.
Yeah.
So like, am I optimistic? Sure. But like to change a 90,000 person bureaucracy or whatever, it's hard. You'd have to, Elon couldn't even, I mean, like you have the best entrepreneur running the DoD.
Yeah.
Still probably very hard. I mean,
so there have been a few success stories. Do you think there's a blueprint to follow for success? Have you in the last 2 years started to put that together?
I guess give me one of them.
Well, I mean, take a look at, Palantir, Anduril.
They weren't successful they were successful because of, well, Palantir's different. That was a 20-year, that was a grind. Anduril is a good example of a potential success story.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that they did it, their approach was, look, the system isn't going to change. What we're going to do is throw billions of dollars from my billionaire Palmer Luckey's money at this problem and just force our way in.
Mm-hmm.
They brute forced it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider that a success story. I would consider that like a brute force approach of like, I don't care what this bureaucracy is doing. We're going to fucking apply billions of dollars into it and force our way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's not really it. Yeah. That wasn't really a success story.
So,
well, no, sorry. It was a success story for the entrepreneurs and for the investors.
Yeah.
But not a success story for like the government.
Yeah.
Like it was actually an indictment of how the government works. Like the fact that you need a billionaire who sold his company to Facebook for billions of dollars to be able to break in is an actual indictment of the system.
Yeah, they did have a lot going for them that most startups don't. So
yeah,
what gives you hope?
Well, I sold my company for 1/10 of what Palmer sold his for.
Yeah.
So I'm 1/10 of him.
Yeah.
So and I'm really good at playing with weaker hands in life.
Yeah.
So I think I got it. No, I'm like, I like to be the underdog, you know? Remember the Titans, baby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally it. I told Luke when we started this, I was like, Luke, do not make me be a U.S. government contractor. Please, can we do any other business for the love of God?
Yeah.
He's like, no, this is my dream, Steve. Oh, and he's my best friend. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do this with you. But like, I just want you to know what you're signing me up for.
Yeah.
You're signing me up for trying to sell a product to the U.S. government. Just so we're clear on this. Like, I want this on the record.
Wow.
I was like, on the record books, this is what you're making me do. And because I was in it. Like I was writing requirements.
Right.
I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
And you know, most people say, if you knew what you were getting into, you wouldn't have started it.
Right.
I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah.
And we're still doing it. But I thought if we could just parlay our prior success enough, like Palmer, if we could just brute force it and get enough capital, we could maybe brute force our way in.
Yeah.
And obviously you got to have a revolutionary product, but like I tell it, you know this too.
Yeah.
I would say this to my team: the best product is necessary, but not sufficient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to have the juice.
Right.
And so like obviously Anduril, they had tons of it. You know, they're multiple billionaires backing this.
Right.
And we don't have that. You know, I got one billionaire, Sachs, but he's not like putting billions behind it. You know, he gave me like 20 million or something. But I feel like with a much weaker starting hand, I can still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I'm maybe naive in this, but the timing piece you can't control. I do think that if you go to the right, operational units that are saying the right things about the technology, I think that ultimately it will get adopted. The question is, can you survive?
It's a survival. So like I have on Monday, the whole like 1st Cavalry is coming down to do it. Like the operational units love this.
Yeah.
And they're recommending it we get them to write letters to the contracting office.
Yeah.
And we have been connecting dots for years now.
Yeah.
But you just hit on the key point. They are going to purchase this. But it's just the time.
Yeah.
The time delay is brutal. And you have to have enough money to be able to just sit around and like not die.
Right.
And so I think we're like almost crossing the chasm here.
Yeah.
But it's not without risk. I mean, none of this is, it's all very risky, but you need to be able to have 36 months of like nothing just to be able to sit around and be like, it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
It certainly doesn't bode well for our national security, to be honest. Like, I meet all these guys, you probably do too. All these guys with like sick technology, but they're like, they've never sold a company. They can't raise money, and no one's going to back someone that's like right now like that, like just like a random tech from a universe, like just some really cool piece of tech. And the government's not going to give them SIBRs or anything. Like the government's not funding them.
Right.
So we have all this like unlocked or this locked potential.
Yeah.
And all these smart people that want to build for defense. They can't.
Well, you guys were at the demo day. I think it was back in April or March in DC.
Which one?
Got the 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Manifest. Yeah, Manifest.
Manifest demo day.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other part of the industry that cracks me up.
Yeah. So what did you think about the technology that was up on stage with you there?
I thought 70% of it was promising.
Yeah.
Like it was good. But the thing is, like, will it get to market? That's the hard part, right? Like,
yeah.
And so, in the DoD, they're under no obligation to work with your shitty startup. You know, like I'm not like mad at the DoD. Like they want finished products now. Like Anduril, for whatever good or bad, they've kind of changed the game, right? Like now you have to like your R&D needs to come from venture capitalists or your own bank account.
Right.
That's kind of the shift. Like, because if you look at, I don't know if you follow the R&D dollars, RDT&E across the industry, most of it's still going to the primes.
Yeah.
Like 95% of it. And then if you add in SpaceX and Anduril, it's like 90% is going to the primes.
Right.
Meaning like Anduril and SpaceX, like the two of the most successful latest new defense companies, still aren't really capturing that much RDT&E because it's entrenched to the primes.
Yeah.
Like you feel this. Like getting R&D money is brutal. Like you're getting it, I'm sure, but like it's still hard.
It is. Yeah. We've seen exactly that point with the ST community within the Army.
Yeah.
And it's going to, the bigger player. It's kind of, I don't know. It is kind of strange how that works. I do think that there is hope coming out of Manifest Demo Day. To your point, 70% of the technology was promising. Like back in 2017, 2018, there was only a handful of those folks. And there's 50 over at Manifest Demo Day.
Yeah. And that is a testament to the, and I hate complimenting venture capitalists, but I'm going to call the venture community. Imagine if they didn't exist.
Right.
Our country would not be in a good spot right now. Like without the venture community, we probably wouldn't be innovating that much right now.
Right.
Which is like, I guess I have to give them a compliment. Sadly,
they are helping the defense technology problem.
And will they get returns? Maybe. I mean, I hope so. Like it depends on, there's a handful of companies I think can achieve scale. It's still, but I think a lot of them are doing it because they're patriot. Like a lot of them are like, we want to just be invested in this space because like we are afraid of China.
Right.
So I think that like they'll make their money off the next SaaS app and they can use that to subsidize the defense.
Yeah.
They can invest in a company doing better ad tech.
Yeah.
Make that money and then give it to some of us.
Well, it's like what Luke did in the background with his Android app.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think the Manifest demo, I think there is a paradigm shift. It's happening slowly, and I hope that it happens a little faster. But we'll see. I don't know.
So what I can say that is promising is being in this environment now in 2025 is much different than what it was in 2018.
Yeah, I mean, you actually have the great perspective. You've been doing this much longer. Like you've seen the transition.
Like, there was, Ensign.
Yeah.
They were MD5 before that. AFWorks was just being stood up in like 2018. And so now DIU is like a household name.
Oh yeah, and the DIU, the David Michelson from DIU, if you ever met that guy, he was I was in Boston with him, and we were talking to MIT. Like I went first, then he went, and I like talked about entrepreneurship. Then he talked about the DIU to a bunch of MIT kids.
Yeah,
and he's the one who put up the chart that showed the R&D money, and he showed the chart of like the primes getting
it. Yeah,
and like that's what really opened my eyes. I was like, oh shit, David's blowing my mind here. I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know if you've experienced this, but when we've worked with the primes, for the most part, they've actually been open and willing to work with us.
Yeah.
Because they know that there's things that we can do that they can't, and they want that. And so I think like they've been more receptive than what I heard going in, that
no, the
just
primes
crush you.
They're actually not. I don't think they're nefarious necessarily. Like they what they do is they have this entrenched like 50-year plus lobbying entrenchment. Like they have this. They're getting this. That's not their fault. I mean, that's just what's happened over decades.
Sure.
But they are actually working with, like, they'll work with us. Your company, my company. Like I have a number of projects going on with primes right now to integrate their products, like rockets, like little, I won't say the name, but like onto Bullfrog. Like they want to, like, instead of the gun, you put like a 4 rocket tube here.
Oh yeah.
So like I have like, and there's primes that make that product.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you know of them, but like, and then, so we're like doing projects with them.
Yeah.
Integration, like they're interested in this. And they're willing to work with you. The problem is that they're still very like territorial over their money, like their R&D money. Like they offered me like,
it's getting a fair share from them. Yeah.
One of them offered me like $500K to like put their product on Bullfrog.
Right.
And I was like, guys, that's like 1 week of runway. Like, I was like,
Yeah.
you're buying me an extra week.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Right.
I was like, I need at least like $2 million.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it for you. Like,
Yeah.
I'll put it on and we'll put it in your trade show booth.
Yeah.
Like, but like, come on, you have money.
Well, especially when if it's a key part of the overall project and the project's a $40 million project.
Yeah. And I'm like,
$500K.
I'm not asking for a lot.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I'm trying to learn. There's another element to this for sales. Like, I was talking to someone like high up in like I think like Emil Michaels org, like Emil.
Okay.
And it was like not Emil, but like someone in the and I was like, he was like, what do you need? I was like, I don't know, just like a couple $1 million to like help supplement the R&D.
Yeah.
And he's like, the ask is too small. Like, they don't even take it seriously. Like, you almost have. I'm like learning. You almost have to ask for more before they take you seriously.
Yeah.
So like, I was like trying to like ask for these smaller contracts.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's not even worth our time to like paper that up. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I'm like trying to revise like my strategy a bit of being like, okay, I
Yeah.
need 50 million. Like, well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, bro, like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
But I thought I was like trying to be like good with the taxpayer money though. Like, we don't need that much. Just like a little bit. You know, help us out.
Well, it was like the 2.5 years in the bootstrap days with the robot company.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm still like in that
using the toaster.
I'm still in that like poor founder mentality of
Yeah.
like everything, you know.
I think that's one of the things that kind of holds founders back.
Yeah.
I think that's common.
Yeah.
Just because like you're scarred by the early days where things are so cash strapped.
Yeah. No, I mean we still have this problem even back to the Bebot days of like not understanding the value of our time sometimes.
Yeah.
We always like try, Luke and I and our other friend Eduardo, who's our mechanical engineer,
Yeah.
we'll be like, we'll like do something manually. Like we'll like manually
Right.
lathe something
Yeah.
instead of like send it out to the machine shop.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, why are you guys Jesusing? That's what Eduardo is so funny. He can say that because he's Mexican.
Yeah.
He's like, very Jesus is over here not understanding anything about business.
Yeah.
Like, Eduardo, we're saving money by lathing this, like doing the water jet cut ourselves.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you're not saving money.
Yeah.
You're losing money because we just spent a day on something that we shouldn't have done at all.
Yeah. But when you were, employee 1 and 2, you had to do it all.
Yeah. You're like, and like the mentality just, sometimes it's hard to get out of that mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when the money's so hard to get sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, what else is new? You ready for the big football season? Do you watch sports? You're too busy with the company.
Yeah. I'm starting to watch. So I got into playoff basketball, NBA, for the first
Oh my
time
God,
in like 10,
I
15 years. And because my son's into basketball.
What a great NBA playoffs, by the way.
It was amazing.
One of the best playoffs ever.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So you watched it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, dude. I love NBA.
Okay.
But
who's your team?
Well, I'm not a fan of the what do they call it? They say I'm not a fan of the jersey. What's it called? There's a saying in this. I'm a fan of the players. I'm not a fan of the, what's it called? No, it's like, there's a saying in the NBA. It's like, I'm not a fan of the laundry.
Okay.
I don't care about the laundry, bro.
Yeah.
It's more about the players and the drama and the storylines.
Yeah. So I don't follow it religiously. So I prefer college sports. I mean, you probably watch college football with Penn State.
Oh yeah, of course. I love college football.
But the NBA playoffs, once they get into the playoffs, they start getting serious. And they actually start playing hard. If you watch a regular season game, like
yeah, I know. You know why the NBA playoffs are so good and why I like it better than the NFL? Although people will say that they like the NFL better because of the other reason of this, but 7-game series.
Yeah.
So like the best team usually wins.
Yeah.
And like that's awesome. Like I like the low variance of it.
Yeah.
And most people, they don't like the low variance. They want any given Sunday.
Right.
You know?
Which is March Madness for college basketball.
They want that. But like I like the 7-game series, the strategy.
Yeah.
You got the coaches, you got the different like the changes they make game to game. It's like a chess match.
Right.
But like the best team usually wins in a 7-game series.
Yeah, that's right.
As my friend says, who loves the NBA, he goes, you can't hide in a 7-game series.
Right. Yeah.
And so I think the NBA is really cool because of that.
Yeah.
But this playoff was like Wild West. Like there's so many teams that could have won.
Yeah.
And it's the one downside of it, I think, is because what's his name got hurt? Tatum.
Yeah.
You know, Tatum getting hurt, like kind of just like
or Halburn, right?
Yeah, that's Halburn and Tatum.
And Tatum.
Well, Tatum getting hurt, like the Celtics probably would have won.
You think so? Wow.
Had Tatum not got hurt, probably. What? You don't think so? Jack, shut the fuck up.
It's hard to know.
We had the sound guy over here talking about you don't know shit about that. I'm the basketball expert. I don't know. Anyway, it was a great playoffs.
Yeah.
And I think the NBA, some of their superstars are rotating out, like LeBron, that propelled them. Harden, LeBron, what's the guy's name? Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Tarantula.
He's the basketball.
Yeah. No, dude, we just went from I can go to any topic. This is a variety show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like basically, I think that it's got a long way to, like, I think there's a lot of upside in the NBA the next 10 years. I think people have gotten back into it. It had like a lull for a while, but it's like, Curry brought it back, I think.
Yeah.
And then, he's got a couple
Did
years
you see the
left.
Olympics? Him in the Olympics?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah.
Dude, he's crazy. Honestly, awesome. One of my favorite. I mean, a lot of basketball purists kind of hate him because he just like throws up threes. But I think it's awesome.